Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, today, as part of the section on thought and thought work and its effect on healing, we did kind of speak, or I spoke in a prior video about cognitive distortions. And because there's so many of them, and because it really does impact um, your healing journey and how you're feeling. Like we spoke about how your thoughts create your feelings. So when our thoughts are focused on some different forms, I guess, like they're called cognitive distortions. They're common. We all use them, right? But we might not be aware that we're using them, and that how it's contributing to how we feel, and then thus impacting like our healing journey. So we did speak of personalization previously, where we personalize things. Whatever we look at others and then assume that whatever they're doing or not doing has something to do with us, and we make it mean something about us, when majority of the time it has absolutely nothing to do with us, because people act and react based upon their own needs, wants, issues, etc., right? So today, one of the other cognitive distortions that I wanted to talk about was should statements. So these are big. And if you talk to people and listen to people, just in general, you'll hear people say all the time, well, he should have done this, or she should have done that, or if he would have done this, then, you know, this wouldn't have happened, or it's just a lot of kind of blaming, right? Because we're telling others what they should be doing based upon our view, right? And our experiences, when that individual has their own experiences, right? Their own belief system, their own lens that they look through life. So we want to just be aware of our thoughts. That's the foundation of, my opinion, of a lot of this healing work. The foundation is being aware. If you're stuck and you feel stuck, and you repeat situations and you have the same outcomes, and you really just don't understand why or how it's happening, looking at your thoughts is huge, because that's where your power is. It seems, people won't believe it, because most of the time people believe that they're a victim of their situation, they're a victim of their circumstances, they're a victim of things outside of themselves. And the truth is, and it's in the psychology field too, it's big as well, but the truth is, circumstances are what they are. They have no inherent meaning, if you will. We attach meaning to situations and circumstances based upon what we think about it. So a lot of people don't like to hear that, because it's a victim mindset when we say, that things outside of ourselves, or someone else is making us miserable, or someone else is making us angry, or someone else. We put it outside of ourselves. And when we come to the realization, through thought work, through self-reporting or journaling, like where you write down what you think, that's so key. People don't like to hear journaling because they think it's a lot of work, and to write everything down. But truly, if you're in a moment of intense emotions, upset about something, to really sit down and write down exactly what you're thinking, and why you're thinking it, what the situation is, the whole thing. It's very valuable information, because then we can look at it and see what you're thinking about your situation and circumstances, and what could be different, right? And what are the other possibilities in the situation other than what you're perceiving the situation to be, right? So should statements are an easy one to kind of pick out, because you'll hear all the time. It's fascinating. If you just listen, you just sit back and listen, you'll hear people say, oh, well, I should have done this, even self, which is great to be aware of yourself and say, I should have probably done this, but I did that, type of thing. But you'll hear people say it all the time, like, oh, you should have went and done this, and you should have went and done that. And a lot of times the person on the receiving end of the shoulds doesn't feel too good, because they're being told that they're wrong, right? That whatever they did wasn't the right thing, and that they should have done this other thing. So it doesn't feel too good to be on the other end. And then they'll say that, when you say shoulds a lot, you're shoulding on yourself, or you're shoulding on others, So it's very important to catch yourself. When you become aware and you do some deep dives into this work, and you become aware how often you should, you'll catch yourself, which is great, right? You'll catch yourself and say, oh, wait a minute, there I am, like shooting on myself again. Because most of the time, in truth, people are doing what they believe is the right thing, right? They're with the wisdom that they have and the experience and knowledge that they have at that time, they're doing what they believe is the right thing. So, I mean, no one intentionally, or it could, there's exceptions obviously to everything, but, to go out and say, I'm going to intentionally, do this or do that, to another person, or hurt or upset another person, and or yourself. So, thought work is so powerful. And you really need to do a deep dive into it, because a lot of healing takes place when we deep dive into thoughts and our thought work and what we're thinking. It's so powerful. It really is. And once you have the awareness that you have these thoughts, and you have the awareness that you can work on these thoughts, and you have the awareness that you can change what you think, and you can identify your beliefs and your thought patterns, and then work on changing them, you just totally empowered yourself, and moved yourself along on your healing journey. And it's really, really a big, huge step. It really is. Okay, so I just wanted to review that cognitive distortion, which is shoulds. So just be aware, and if you have any situations that pop up, I'd be curious, post it in the comments below, because it happens all the time, and it's so fascinating to just, hear about people's stories and experiences, and then actually revelations when you become aware that you're using that distortion a lot, right? All right, so that was it for this video. And thank you for tuning in. And I wish you peace and love on your healing journey. Okay? Bye.